Hey guys, it's me, DiceBoy22 here, and in celebration of going to see the Battle of Gods in theaters tomorrow, I've actually decided to do a little something special. Remember the timeline video I made way back when? Well, I've decided to go back and reevaluate on it, and I've actually, surprisingly enough, came up with a theory on how Fusion Reborn can fit. Little spoiler, I guess. But let's get to the discussion. As we all know, Bardock Father Goku happens first, or I guess it's a choice up to you. Bardock Father Goku or the manga chapter Dragon Ball Minus. At the end of Dragon Ball, 7 years have passed. Goku, Chi-Chi are married, and before the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, Dead Zone happens. Saiyan Saga, nothing happens there. Namek Frieza sagas. Of course, we all know how History of Trunks goes down. That's even canon in the manga. So, nothing special happening here. Now I go to the 3-year gap. There are 5 movies that happen here. Now, I'm not sure in what specific order, but, in my opinion, I would say from order of when Goku doesn't turn Super Saiyan, the last 2 movies being when Goku can or does go Super Saiyan. The last 2 movies being Cooler and Super 13. Now, I consider these 5 movies like a training point of Goku's life, of like not just turning into Super Saiyan by rage and consuming energy and, just maxing out his body, but, actually mastering the Super Saiyan. Now you could argue, oh, that's what he did in the hyperbolic time chamber. Yes, but even though, he did turn just Super Saiyan naturally with Trunks. I consider these 5 movies like points in Goku's life to master doing that, basically. Like in a Triamite or World's Strongest, like Goku didn't go Super Saiyan because it consumes and takes out a lot of energy out of the body. So these 3 years of training were actually him mastering Super Saiyan. That's my whole opinion on it. Anyway, moving on. Android Cell Sagas, 10-day gap. Now, movies that happen here are, of course, Broly 1, and then Return of Cooler. Now, you could argue, time consumption, space travel, and stuff like that. But you think about it, and in Broly number 1, we saw that Goku had the instant transmission, was able to get them all out of that explosion in time. So who's to say with the spaceship, Goku couldn't just warp all of them, closer to New Namek. And then the Cell games happen. 7-year gap. You know what? I completely forgot to write down BoJack. Didn't I? That is my bad. The writing's a bit funky, but, BoJack happens in the 7-year gap. And then the World Tournament Saga comes along. And then Broly 2 happens there. And then the Majin Buu saga starts to happen. Now, before I talk about this, I'm gonna go through the other movies first. Now, I don't know where, but somewhere around here in the Boo Saga, the Bio Broly movie happens. Even though I don't like to talk about Bio Broly, it's still one of the movies, so it still has to be in here. I don't like talking about Bio Broly that much, but I think it happened in that sort of, I guess, rest period where Hercule was just chilling out with Majin Buu. And Majin Buu wasn't really doing much. And let me see here. Goten, Trunks, Android 18, Hercule were still getting all that tournament stuff settled. Anyway, I don't like talking about Bio Broly. And of course, we know Wrath of the Dragon happens like right after the Buu Saga's end. A Battle of Gods, we'll get to that in a minute. And then the, straight timeline of GT Heroes Legacy. Now, why I put Battle of Gods on a whole separate thing of its own, because it's Akira Toriyama's canon, so I just split it up into a new timeline with question marks, because while I know we are getting probably a sequel canon movie, which I don't know what it's going to be called yet. So yeah, for now that's a whole new timeline of its own. An actual canon timeline. This down here, non-canon. This split, canon. Now let's talk about this split down here, Fusion Reborn. Now, as we all know, Vegeta sacks himself to try to save the Earth. Buu Saga against the Fat Buu. All that stuff happens. Now, for Fusion Reborn to happen, in the fight of Goku versus Fat Buu, Goku has to wise up, and Goku says, you know what, I'm going to be mature about this, I gotta end this now. And Goku kills Majin Buu while he's still in the Fat Buu state. And that ends the Buu Saga entirely. And that gives Fusion Reborn actually a lot of flexing room to happen. And now, we see Hercule in the movie acting all casual about, just walking around just doing his Hercule thing. Because we all know how delusional Hercule is. He probably just thought Majin Buu and everything was all just a dream, illusions, magic tricks. It all never happened. So, yeah. And of course, we all know in Fusion Reborn, Goku notes, "You're the toughest foe I've had since Majin Buu." Right here, I put Goku kills Fat Buu. So Fusion Reborn altogether is a split in the timeline, or an alternate in the timeline where Goku kills Fat Buu. That's the only way this movie can happen, because there's so many things that makes Fusion Reborn not able to fit in the canon Buu Saga. So that's how Fusion Reborn fits. It's actually a very alternate reality split in the timeline where Goku wises up and actually kills the Fat Buu. And now you may question, oh, then why do Goten Trunks know the fusion then? Haha, I got you counter-argued. No, you don't. Because knowing the way Goku is, before he go back to Otherworld anyway, he would still know there, you know how he likes his next generation to be the protectors of Earth. So Goku would teach Piccolo, Goten, Trunks all the fusion anyway. He would demonstrate to them the fusion technique anyway, so they can use it in future fights. anyway, this is my update to my Dragon Ball Z timeline, or Dragon Ball timeline. I hope you all have enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.